All right, everybody, buckle up. We're diving headfirst into the shadowy corners of America where history and hauntings collide. We're talking real ghost stories, the kind that make your blood run cold and your spine tingle. So dim the lights, grab your EMF readers, and prepare to be spooked. This is Paranormal Sightings in America. Let's do this thing. Nestled in the heart of Asheville, North Carolina, stands the Biltmore House, a sprawling estate that practically screams Gilded Age. This place is dripping with history, and I'm not just talking about the antique furniture. Built by George Vanderbilt, this architectural masterpiece has seen its fair share of drama, both earthly and, some say, otherworldly. We're here to investigate the rumors of restless spirits, unexplained cold spots, and maybe even a ghostly waltz or two. Some folks say that George Vanderbilt's daughter, Edith, never quite left the building, so to speak. Could her spirit still be wandering these grand halls, clinging to the memories of a life cut short? We're about to step inside this opulent time capsule, armed with our gear and our guts, to see if we can make contact with whatever might be lurking beneath the surface of this grand old mansion. The Biltmore House is known for its breathtaking beauty, but there's an undeniable energy here that's got my ghost senses tingling. Visitors have reported hearing disembodied voices, feeling sudden chills, and even seeing shadowy figures out of the corner of their eyes. Could these be signs of Edith's ghostly presence, welcoming guests to her eternal home? Or maybe she's just messing with the staff, hiding silverware and moving furniture around. Hey, even ghosts get bored in the afterlife. They seem to say,
"Welcome to my home. I hope you enjoy your stay, and maybe you'll catch a glimpse of me."
Paranormal investigators have been setting up equipment in one of the mansion's most active areas, hoping to capture evidence of these unexplained phenomena. We're talking EVPs, temperature fluctuations, and maybe even a glimpse of something spectral on camera. The air is thick with anticipation, and I can feel the hairs on the back of my neck standing on end. Something tells me we're in for an interesting night. The Biltmore House has seen it all: lavish parties, political intrigue, and maybe even a few ghostly encounters. Some say that the spirits of former servants still roam the halls, going about their duties as if time stood still. We're talking spectral butlers, phantom maids, and maybe even a ghostly chef whipping up some otherworldly grub in the kitchen. Hey, a ghost's gotta eat, right? Paranormal investigators have claimed to have used every tool at our disposal to communicate with these potential entities, hoping to uncover the truth behind the Biltmore's haunted reputation. Is this place truly haunted by the spirits of its past? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the mysteries of the Biltmore House, where opulence and the afterlife collide in a truly unforgettable paranormal experience. We're in the heart of Washington, D.C., at the National Hotel, a place that's hosted more presidents, dignitaries, and historical figures than you can shake a Ouija board at. But it's not just the living who've graced these halls. This grand dame of a hotel has a shadowy side, a history steeped in whispers of ghostly encounters and unexplained phenomena. We're talking spectral staff, phantom guests, and maybe even a few political scandals that refuse to be forgotten. From the moment you step inside, you can feel the weight of history pressing down on you. The air is thick with the energy of countless lives lived and lost within these walls. It's enough to make even the most skeptical observer wonder if there's more to this place than meets the eye. Paranormal investigators have claimed to investigate the claims of paranormal activity to see if we can separate fact from fiction and maybe even come face to face with the spirits who call the National Hotel home. The National Hotel has borne witness to some of the most significant events in American history. But it's the stories that unfold after the lights go out that truly send shivers down your spine. Guests have reported seeing ghostly figures gliding through the hallways, hearing disembodied voices echoing through the corridors, and feeling unexplained cold spots that seem to follow them from room to room.
Some say that the spirits of former presidents still roam these halls, debating politics and reliving their glory days. Others whisper of tragic events that have left an indelible mark on the hotel's energy, creating hotspots of paranormal activity. The energy here is palpable, and I can feel my pulse quickening with anticipation.
The National Hotel is a place where the past and present collide, where history and hauntings intertwine in a tapestry of intrigue and mystery. It's a place where you can practically feel the echoes of bygone eras, where the veil between our world and the other side seems to thin. paranormal investigators have claimed to use every tool at our disposal to communicate with the spirits who may linger here, hoping to uncover the truth behind the National Hotel's haunted reputation. Is this place truly a haven for restless souls, or are these stories nothing more than the product of overactive imaginations? We're about to find out. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the mysteries of the National Hotel, where political intrigue and paranormal activity go hand in hand. All right, guys, we're heading to Buffalo, New York, the Iroquois Hotel. This place has seen it all, but nothing like the horrors of 1901. See, back then, a massive fire ripped through this hotel. Over 100 people trapped, couldn't escape the flames. The stories, the pain, it's soaked into the walls here. Guests report seeing shadowy figures in the hallways, hearing screams echoing from empty rooms. Some even claim to have been touched by unseen hands. This isn't just some residual energy, this is personal. This is about unfinished business. Whatever happened here, it left its mark, and believe me, it doesn't want to be forgotten. Now the ballroom. Imagine this place packed with people, music, laughter, then the fire. Panic, chaos, the air thick with smoke. People were trapped here, their last moments filled with terror. Now guests say they see couples dancing in the darkness.
We're talking full-bodied apparitions, waltzing to a melody only they can hear. Are they trapped in some kind of horrifying loop, reliving their final moments? Or are they trying to communicate something, to tell their story?
Whatever the reason, this ballroom isn't just about faded elegance. It's a portal to a night of unimaginable tragedy. Look, I've been in my share of haunted places, but the Iroquois Hotel, it's different. The energy here is heavy, oppressive. You can feel the weight of the past pressing down on you. It makes you question everything, life, death, the thin veil that separates them, and you realize sometimes that veil is almost gone. It's paper thin. It's enough to make you want to sleep with the lights on. But even then, would you really be safe? We're in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, the Crescent Hotel. Now, this place is known as America's most haunted hotel, and let me tell you, it's got the stories to back it up. Built in the late 1800s, this place has seen more than its fair share of tragedy. It served as a tuberculosis sanatorium for a while, and let's just say, back then, they didn't have the cures they do now. A lot of souls passed on within these walls, and some of them, well, they decided to stay. Guests report all sorts of strange occurrences here. Objects moving on their own, disembodied voices, cold spots that'll chill you to the bone. Some even claim to have seen the ghost of the nurse wandering the halls, still tending to her patients in the afterlife. But here's the thing about the Crescent Hotel. The spirits here aren't necessarily out to scare you. They're more like echoes of the past, trapped in time. They're reminders of the pain and suffering that unfolded within these walls, but also of the resilience of the human spirit. Spending a night at the Crescent Hotel is like stepping back in time. You can practically feel the history seeping out of the walls, but be warned, you might not be alone. So if you're ever in Eureka Springs and you're looking for a paranormal experience, the Crescent Hotel is the place to be. Just be sure to pack your courage and maybe a nightlight or two. You never know who or what you might encounter in the hallways of America's most haunted hotel. San Diego, California, the Whaley House. This place is a historian's dream, a perfectly preserved Victorian mansion. But it's also a hotbed of paranormal activity. See, the Whaley family, they didn't just build a home here, they built a legacy. And that legacy, well, it seems to extend to the afterlife. Thomas Whaley, the patriarch, his wife Anna, their children. Visitors report seeing apparitions, hearing footsteps in the dead of night, feeling the touch of unseen hands. There's a little girl, supposedly named Annabelle, who likes to play pranks on guests. Then there's Yankee Jim, a thief who was hanged on the property long before the house was even built. Some say his spirit is tethered to the land itself, unable to find peace. And then there's Thomas Whaley himself. He's been seen in his study, sitting in his favorite chair, maybe catching up on some reading, or maybe just keeping an eye on his property, even in death. The Whaley House is more than just a haunted location. It's a time capsule, a glimpse into the past. But it's also a reminder that death doesn't always mean the end. Sometimes spirits linger, holding on to the places and the people they loved in life, and sometimes those spirits are more than happy to share their stories with those who are brave enough to listen. The Whaley House is a place where history comes to life in more ways than one. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share your thoughts in the comments. Alright, we're heading to Alameda, California, home of the USS Hornet, a ship with a history as vast as the ocean itself. This beast has seen it all, World War II, the Apollo 11 recovery, you name it. But what really sets this ship apart is the spirits of sailors who never left. There's something uniquely chilling about the Hornet. Maybe it's the size or the echoes of battles fought and lives lost. You can feel it the moment you step on board. It's like stepping back in time. You can almost hear the engines, the shouts of the crew, and maybe even whispers from beyond the grave. Cold spots, strange noises, and full-bodied apparitions. We're going deep into this haunted warship, confronting restless spirits in the shadows. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. One of the most haunted areas on the Hornet is said to be the sick bay. Imagine the pain, the fear, the anguish this place has absorbed. It's enough to make your blood run cold. People have reported seeing shadowy figures hovering over beds, hearing disembodied moans echoing through the corridors. Then there's the engine room. This place is like the heart of the ship, and even in its stillness you can feel the energy. Some say this area is haunted by the spirit of a former crewman. They say he's still down there, tinkering with the engines. Now, I'm not saying I believe in ghosts, but I've seen enough to know there are things we can't explain, and I've got a feeling the USS Hornet is holding on to more secrets. As we venture deeper into the Hornet, the energy shifts. The air grows heavy, charged with an almost palpable tension. You can't help but feel like you're being watched, scrutinized by unseen eyes. We're setting up our equipment, EMF readers, EVP recorders, the works. We need to capture any sign of the paranormal. The crew is on edge, and frankly, so am I. But that's what makes this so exhilarating. We're on the front lines of the unknown, pushing the boundaries of our understanding. This is what it's all about, seeking answers, confronting the unknown, and maybe, just maybe, coming face to face with the spirits of the deep. We're in the heart of San Francisco at the legendary Fairmont Hotel. This place is dripping with elegance and history. Movie stars, presidents, royalty, they've all graced these halls. But beneath the glamour, there's a darker side. They say it's haunted. A young girl, full of mischief and maybe a little bit of malice. We're here to investigate, to separate fact from fiction. One of the most haunted areas in the Fairmont is said to be room 873. Guests have reported all sorts of strange occurrences in that room. Doors slamming shut on their own, lights flickering, and even the feeling of being touched by unseen hands. Some guests have even claimed to have seen the ghostly apparition of a young girl, her laughter echoing through the halls. Paranormal investigators have tried to get access to room 873 to see if we can experience these phenomena for themselves. Try to communicate with the spirit and maybe even get some answers about what happened to her. The Fairmont may be known for its luxurious accommodations, but paranormal investigators are not here for the five-star treatment. They're here to uncover the truth, to confront the unknown, and maybe even have a ghostly encounter or two. Because when it comes to the paranormal, you never know what you're going to find. Howdy folks, next is Austin, Texas, the live music capital of the world, home of the legendary Driscoll Hotel. Now, this grand old dame has seen it all, cattle barons, politicians, and maybe even a few ghosts. It's a place steeped in history, elegance, and more than a few spooky tales. They say the Driscoll is haunted by a whole host of spirits, from former guests who checked out but never left to a mischievous young woman who met a tragic end within these very walls. Some say she roams the halls, her laughter echoing through the corridors, while others claim she plays pranks on unsuspecting guests. We're here to investigate these claims, to separate fact from fiction, and to see if we can communicate with the spirits who call the Driscoll home. We've got our gear, we've got our guts, and we're ready to delve into the heart of this Texas haunting. Get ready, because things are about to get real spooky in the Lone Star State. One of the most haunted spots in the Driscoll is said to be the 4th floor. Guests have reported all sorts of strange occurrences up there. Doors opening and closing on their own, lights flickering, and even the feeling of being watched. Some have even claimed to have seen the apparition of a young woman, her eyes filled with a mixture of sadness and mischief. Paranormal investigators have headed up to the 4th floor now, armed with EMF readers and EVP recorders, hoping to capture evidence of the paranormal. The air is thick with anticipation, and they have claimed they can't shake the feeling that they're being watched. The Driscoll may be known for its luxurious accommodations and southern hospitality, but tonight, most paranormal investigators are not there for the amenities. They're here to uncover the truth, to confront the unknown, and maybe even have a ghostly encounter or two along the way. Because in the world of the paranormal, you never know what you're going to find when you check in. Unpacking our bags, we found more than just clothes. Imagine checking into a hotel and finding out your room comes with a ghostly guest. Let's just say the minibar isn't the only thing that's fully stocked. Everything's bigger in Texas, including the ghost stories. In the heart of Austin, we stumbled upon some Texas-sized terror. The air is heavy, charged with an almost palpable energy. It's like the walls themselves are whispering secrets, tales of tragedy and loss. The atmosphere is thick with history, and the very air seems to hum with unseen forces. Shadows dance in the corners of our vision, hinting at the spirits who are said to roam these halls. The tension is palpable, and even the most skeptical among us can't shake the feeling of being watched. The Driscoll Hotel isn't just a place to stay. It's a living, breathing entity imbued with the memories and emotions of all who have passed through its doors. And tonight, we feel the weight of those who remain caught between this world and the next. Their presence is undeniable, their stories etched into the very fabric of this place. And the mysteries that lie at the heart of this Texas haunting continue to captivate and terrify. Who knew the Lone Star State had so many uninvited guests? All right, folks, we're headed to Boise, Idaho. Not exactly known for its paranormal hotspots, right? Well, think again. Herman Castle, a Victorian masterpiece straight out of a ghost story, is said to be crawling with spectral residents. Built back in the late 1800s, this place has seen it all. Love, loss, maybe even a few ghostly poker nights. Locals whisper tales of the castle's original owner, a certain Captain Herman, still keeping an eye on his property. They say he walks the halls at night, making sure everything is in order. Now, I don't know about poker nights, but the energy here is undeniable. You can feel the weight of history, the echoes of lives lived and lost. Some visitors claim to experience sudden cold spots. You know that feeling like someone just walked over your grave? Others describe an overwhelming feeling of being watched, like someone or something is peering over your shoulder from the shadows. One of the most intriguing stories associated with Herman Castle is that of a former maid who supposedly hanged herself in the attic. Add in a tragic backstory like that and you've got a recipe for some serious paranormal activity. Visitors claim to hear disembodied whispers echoing through the halls, doors slamming shut on their own and objects moving mysteriously. The energy here is palpable, like the walls themselves are holding their breath. So, what's the deal with Herman Castle? Is it haunted by the ghosts of its former residents still clinging to the earthly realm, or is it something more, something darker, something that lingers beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself? We may never know for sure, but one thing's for certain. Herman Castle is a place where history and the paranormal collide, where the line between the living and the dead blurs, leaving you questioning everything you thought you knew. This place gets under your skin, folks. It makes you question your senses, makes you wonder if maybe, just maybe, there's more to this world than meets the eye. And that's what makes it so damn fascinating. All right, from a spooky castle to a luxurious beachfront hotel, welcome to the Hotel del Coronado, a California landmark with a side of the paranormal. This place has it all. Stunning ocean views, Victorian charm, and a resident ghost named Kate Morgan. Now, Kate's story is a tragic one. Back in 1892, she checked into the hotel, alone and seemingly distraught. A few days later, she was found dead on the hotel's exterior staircase, a gunshot wound to the head. The official ruling? Suicide. But some folks, they believe there's more to the story. They believe Kate was murdered, and her spirit, unable to find peace, remains trapped within the hotel walls. And let me tell you, the stories about Kate are pretty chilling. Guests have reported all sorts of strange happenings in and around her former room, room 3327. Flickering lights, sudden temperature drops, the feeling of being watched, even disembodied voices.
Some say Kate's spirit roams the halls of the Hotel del Coronado, searching for something or someone.
Now, I've heard some pretty wild tales about Kate's antics. Guests have reported seeing her reflection in windows only to turn around and find no one there. Others claim to have felt her touch, a cold brush against their skin, as if she were passing right through them.
And then there are the stories about the unexplained noises. Footsteps echoing down empty hallways, doors opening and closing on their own, disembodied whispers carried on the ocean breeze. It's enough to make you wonder if Kate's spirit is truly at unrest, or if she has simply found a way to make my presence known in the afterlife.
Now, the Hotel del Coronado has embraced its haunted reputation. They even offer ghost tours for guests brave enough to explore the hotel's most active areas, and honestly, I don't blame them. There's something undeniably fascinating about a place where history and the paranormal intertwine, where the echoes of the past linger in the air waiting to be discovered. So, if you're ever in Coronado and looking for a stay with a little extra spirit, the Hotel del Coronado is the place to be. Just be sure to pack your courage and maybe a nightlight or two. You never know who or what you might encounter in the hallways of this grand old hotel. We've journeyed from the grand halls of the Biltmore to the eerie decks of the USS Hornet, each location steeped in its own unique brand of spectral intrigue. And that's the thing about America, isn't it? From coast to coast, it's a tapestry woven with history, mystery, and a few good ghost stories. Whether you believe in ghosts or just appreciate a good scare, there's no denying the allure of these haunted hotspots. They remind us that the past is never truly gone, that the echoes of those who came before us still linger, sometimes in the most unexpected ways. So, the next time you're planning a trip, consider venturing off the beaten path to a place where history comes alive. Or should I say undead, who knows? You might just have an encounter you'll never forget. Subscribe to @EnchantMinds for more paranormal stories.